All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges businesses are facing today. How do you get artificial intelligence to really scale? We're going to dive into how you move past just dipping your toes in the water and actually make it a core part of your operation.
Just picture this for a second. A world where a company knows what you want, even before you do, and gets it to you almost instantly. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But here's the kicker. From the Harvard Business Review article this explainer is based on, the technology to do this isn't science fiction. It's already here.
So that's the big question, isn't it? If the AI is ready to go, why isn't every company doing this? Well, it turns out the roadblock isn't the tech itself. It's the strategy, or lack of one, for putting it to work.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with what's called the AI paradox. Then we'll look at two really common ways companies fail at this. After that, we'll get to the good stuff, the domain solution, a 4-step playbook to get it done, and we'll wrap up with the awesome AI domino effect.
And this brings us right to the heart of the problem, the AI paradox. You've got CEOs everywhere saying AI is a total game changer, but their companies are basically stuck in neutral, not getting any real significant value from it. It's a huge disconnect.
So why is everyone stuck? Well, it usually comes down to falling into one of two major traps. Companies either think way too small, or they try to go way, way too big.
On one hand, you have the too narrow path. This is when you focus on these little isolated use cases. Yeah, you might get a few small wins, but you're constantly reinventing the wheel, and it never adds up to anything transformative. On the other extreme, you've got the too broad approach. This is the let's change the entire company at once strategy. A noble idea, maybe, but it's so massive and complex that it's pretty much doomed from the start.
Now, this is super useful. Think of it as a quick diagnostic for your own company. Are you thinking too broadly? A big red flag is any project that's going to take more than a year, or if you feel like you have to rebuild your entire tech infrastructure just to get started. And too narrowly? That's when you're just fixing a tiny symptom, not the real problem, and your solution ends up being a lonely little island that doesn't connect to anything else.
Okay, so if thinking too small is a dead end and thinking too big is a disaster, what's the answer? Well, that brings us to the core idea here, the domain solution. This is a much smarter way to go about it.
So what in the world is a domain? It's not some tiny isolated task, and it's not the entire company. It's a really important slice of the business. Think about an entire core process, like how an airline manages its cargo, or the entire journey a customer takes with your company. The key here is reimagining that whole slice from end to end, powered by AI.
I love this analogy. It's the Goldilocks approach. You're not picking a project that's too small or one that's too big. You're finding the one that is just right. It's big enough to make a real difference, but focused enough that you can actually get it done.
And when you find that just right spot, the benefits are huge. We're talking major jumps in performance. And what's really cool is it creates a compounding effect. Each project builds on the last one. You get to reuse your data, your tech, and that builds some serious momentum for getting AI adopted everywhere.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Well, the source material gives us a super clear 4-step playbook to make this happen.
The 4 steps are pretty straightforward. First, you set the strategy. Second, you structure the team. Third, you reimagine business as usual. And fourth, you adapt for change. Let's break them down.
Step 1 is absolutely critical. It's about picking the right domain to start with. You're searching for that sweet spot, a part of the business where you can have a huge impact, that has a strong leader backing you, and where the things you build, the data pipelines, the models, can be used again later. And the results from picking the right domain, they are not small. I mean, look at these numbers. An airline focused on its cargo domain and found an extra $30 million in profit. A telecom company rethought its customer value domain and could run marketing campaigns 75% faster while also dropping customer churn by 3%. That is game-changing stuff, all from one domain. Step 2 is all about your people. You have to tear down those old walls between departments. To make this work, you need one dedicated team. You need your business experts, your data scientists, and your IT folks all working together, focused on that one single domain. No distractions.
Step 3 is where the magic happens. You're not just trying to bolt AI onto your current clunky processes. No, you start with a clean slate. You ask, if we could do this perfectly, what would it look like? Then you actually work with the people on the front lines, the ones doing the job every day, to build and test new AI tools that make that perfect process a reality.
And finally, step 4. This is about making it all stick. You have to adapt. That means reskilling your people, changing how you reward them so it matches the new way of working. And on the tech side, this doesn't mean you have to rip and replace everything. It means making smart investments in platforms like cloud and APIs that let your new team move fast.
Now, once you've successfully transformed that first domain, something really incredible begins to happen. It's more than just one victory. It's the beginning of what the article calls the AI domino effect.
See, getting that first domain right does more than just solve a single problem. It builds a foundation. Your team learns new skills, you create reusable tech, and maybe, most importantly, you build the confidence and proof that this can actually be done. And that foundation makes tackling the next domain so much faster.
And this isn't just a nice idea, it's real. Check out this number. An energy company found that it could reuse almost 80% of the work from its very first AI domain project to jumpstart growth in other parts of the business. That's the domino effect in action. It's an incredible accelerator.
I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. It's a compounding journey. With every single domain you conquer, you get faster, you get smarter, and your AI abilities just explode. And that futuristic vision we started with, it starts to feel a whole lot less like a dream and a lot more like your new reality.
So, that leaves us with one last question to think about. For your business, what's that one crucial domain? Not a tiny project, not the whole company, but that one important slice that, if you totally reimagined it with AI, could change absolutely everything.